and welcome to On the Hook. I'm Dave Sloan.
And me too. What?
And I'm Dave Sloan.
Oh yeah, darn it.
Take two. I'm Dave Sloan.
And I'm Dave Sloan too.
And today I'm fishing with Chris Petrarca and his mate Kirby. We're gonna go get some striped bass over the Vineyard Sound. Stay hooked. When we come back, we're gonna go get some stripers. All right, today on the show I'm gonna be fishing with Captain Chris Petrarca and his mate Kirby. Now Chris is 19 and he's found a way to make some money doing what he loves, commercial fishing. He gets to fish, make a lot of money doing it. Now since I was fishing with Chris and Kirby, who were only 19, I figured it was a good opportunity to take along my son DJ, who's only 9, and do a little fishing with the next generation of fishermen. The first step in getting big bass is getting great baits. You gotta keep in mind now, Chris is running a business, so buying his baits is really a last resort in order to keep costs down. So he's learned to throw a cast net and catch his own baits, and I'm telling you right now, Chris can throw a pretty good cast net. Big money, no whammies. Yes! We were lucky to catch our own pogies, but you can never have enough, it seems. So we met up with another boat, and we got some dead pogies that we were able to chunk fish with. We had the freshest bait around, pretty much.
What's going on, guys?
You got yourself a bloody mess here. What's going on back here? What are we doing? What's the method today?
Yeah, we're trying to chunk up some pogies and get some scent behind the boat.
We're gonna move around a couple different spots. We're gonna pick up some bass. That's the plan, right?
I hope so.
Let's get to work. While we set up our chunk slick, DJ and I began casting at some bluefish that came flying through. Oh man, oh man. And like a pro that I am, I got the line all tangled up. That's the part about braided line that you just can't stand. I thought for sure this was gonna be a bad sign for the rest of the day, thanks to me and my amazing casting skills.
Wouldn't it be terrible if we hit right now?
Would it be terrible? No, it'd be fantastic. Any hit's a good hit. How many stripes are actually on a striper? Should we ask the viewing audience?
Yeah.
Go ahead, ask them.
How many stripes are on a striper?
Why do you talk so much louder when you ask and look to the camera?
I don't know.
7 to 8 stripes on a striper. Well, if you catch one, I'll prove it to you. Go ahead and let's see you catch one.
All right.
Oop. Ooh, I got a hit right here. Excuse me.
You're gonna hit. Can I have it?
If I get a hit, you want it. It doesn't work that way.
Why?
Because you gotta work for your own food here.
9.
All right, here you go. Come on. Nice and easy and nice and slow. Nice and easy, nice and slow. You snag hooked. You snagged him in the side. That there's a scup. Wonder what the world record scup is. Good release? No? What is the world record scup? Right now in front of DJ, you can see the results. There you go, D. That's the world record scup. You want a heavier lure? I think you probably should. Okay. Nice one.
Can I have a heavier lure?
There's a bass chasing the pogie right here. That's the pogie I broke off too, by the way. I can see the hook in it. Literally, 3 minutes later, bang, Kirby gets a big hit and everything changed. Here we go.
Kirby goes bananas.
This one just ate the wrong chunk, D, that's all.
He's coming home. Oh, that's a
Oh,
fucking
that's a good
guy.
one. That's a nice one right there.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That's a horse right there, boys.
Go, baby.
That is a horse.
Let's compare it to DJ.
DJ, I don't know, man. I think he's a little bigger.
he's heavier than
Which
you.
one's heavier?
I call next one. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 8. Okay, we'll be right back on the hook.
No, I don't think it's a striper. It doesn't look like a stripe with a collar on it. We can't really seem to figure out why it isn't coming up.
I can't even lift my rod up.
Yes.
What would you rather be doing today?
Nothing.
He's actually gaining on the fish with no help from anyone. There you go, D. Look at this fish, D. Oh my good gosh. Captain Chris and his mate Kirby have me pretty much impressed at this point in the show. Our first bass was on the hook within minutes of putting the hooks in the water. But our second fish, that's a bit of a different story.
Fish is playing with me, and I'm just feeding him, ready to give him the cold steel of death at any moment.
There we go. That's how you fish.
We weren't getting anything, now we just got one in, and now we got another on. So that's good.
He's got him bent over.
What am I on?
Chris and I are pretty experienced, but we're right now experiencing something that we can't seem to figure out.
I'll be on the bottom.
We're looking down on the water and we can see something, but really, we can't seem to figure out what it is. That's just staying down too. You never know, it could be like a brown shark or something.
I'm just gonna muscle him in. I don't want to catch a shark.
Chris has been on this fish for about 10 or 15 minutes. We're really not sure what it is. It's definitely something big. He's gonna just try to horse it in and see if we can pull it up and see what it is. It could be a few things, a shark, a ray, but hopefully it's a bass because that's what we're fishing for. No, I don't think it's a striper. It doesn't look like a stripe with a color on it, but it's definitely something big. I think it's a shark.
Yep.
He's right here, you're gaining on him, so. But we can't really seem to figure out why it isn't coming up.
I can't even lift my rod up, you know?
Yeah.
It feels like the bottom. Like when I lean back, there's nothing. There's nothing. I'm wrapped around the bottom and into a striper.
Finally, we figure it out. You definitely have a fish, but it's around this lobster pot line. The fish wrapped himself around a deep lobster trap line. That's why Chris wasn't able to gain on him. We worked our way around the lobster pot line with no problem, and were able to process the fish. Nice. Boy, oh boy, that is a pig. And that is how we do it. Ran out of room in the cooler. 2 fish, that's good. So far we get 2 fish in the boat, but it's just beginning. The day is really just starting to heat up. Oh, I'm getting a bite right here. Almost instantly after we got Chris's fish in the boat, we hook up again. Here we go. Oh, we're on now. So you really want to pay attention to the way that I set the hook because we're using circle hooks here today and it's not a J hook, which means there's no big real hook set on the fish. I'm just reeling up the slack, lifting the tip of the rod and putting pressure on the hook, which perfectly every time hooks that fish right in the corner of the mouth. Fish on. But this fish, this one's DJ's. Right in there and get right on the top. Now remember, no slack and just take your time, right? Getting DJ on this fish is very exciting for him as well as for everyone in the boat. I felt the fish, and I know it's a big one. Okay, now stop. Get this fish. Remember, just take your time, okay? Nice and easy, nice and slow. The slower and easier you can go, the better we are, okay? And don't you dare drop this rod.
Hey, you want to watch this? We'll double up.
Here we go.
Double up.
There's bing, bang, boom right here.
Oh yeah, big one.
Huh?
Big.
He's actually gaining on the fish with no help from anyone. We're all excited to see the size of this bass.
Yes.
What would you rather be doing today?
Nothing.
Remember, face the fish. Where he goes, you go, right? There you go, D. Look at this fish, D. Oh my good gosh. It was a monster. Let's go to a break. When we come right back, we're going to show you this fish.
Monster fish. Wait, we should put an indicator on mine so we know.
Easy, hot rod. There's no way we're going to let him pull up a bigger fish than we are. Oh yeah. This fish just took all my line right down to my backing.
Stay calm.
Okay. Look at him out there. He's out there coming in like a beast. You guys stuck around, you stay hooked? DJ. Fish, fish, baby. Look at
I
that.
caught that.
You gotta give him a kiss. Dance with him. Having a good time. And we got another one right here.
Woo!
So far, DJ's got the record-sized fish of the day, and we all know that we have to step up our game. D, I think you beat him maybe by a couple inches.
And mine's faster.
All right, nice job.
It's another one.
Let's do it.
Wait, we should put an indicator on mine so we know.
Easy, hot rod. An indicator. What kind of indicator would you like?
I want to show Mom.
You got it on video.
How many kids do you know that could reel in that fish?
Only one.
Me.
You. There's no way a 9-year-old, even if it is my son, there's no way we're going to let him pull up a bigger fish than we are. Since Chris and Kirby are commercial fishermen, they need to come to shore with a lot more than just a few fish. So they keep chunking and they keep fishing. More fish means more money for Chris and more dinner specials on local restaurant menus. Give me like a big piece of the head. Yeah, that's honestly, that's what that one just took too. All right, here's what we're doing. We're basically just taking some chunks, chunked up pogies, cut them into chunks, and throwing in a bunch of chunks with the pogie that you have your hook in. The key thing that we're doing right now though too is that we're also, it's your position and where you set up. You want to try to find a hump where the current of the water is flowing over the hump and you're on the downside or the upside of the current. And basically what's happening is the current will come through, take all those chunks and roll it over the hump on the downside of that hump. And typically that's where fish are going to come, stripers are going to come and migrate, and they're going to look for a free meal or some bait coming flowing over that hump. And Captain Chris and Kirby got this pretty much dialed in, and we're doing pretty well so far. Mmm, yummy. I wouldn't eat that. All right, now here's the deal. I got to be honest for a second here. I love to fish. I love guys who fish. But there's certain fishing etiquette. And one of the things that really bugs me, and I'm sure it bugs you too at home, is when you find a good spot, you start catching fish, and the next thing you know, I don't mind guys coming close, but when they come that close, just against the rules. Oh yeah. Everyone but me got their fish so far, but now it's finally my turn. Oh, that's a big one too. I don't think so, D. And again, DJ insists that I give him the line. I love you, buddy, but you know what? It's not gonna happen. This one, Dad's turn. This fish just took all my line right down to my backing. So DJ gets his fish earlier in the show, and now, of course, he's like me, he's an expert. He's talking me through my fish.
Stay calm.
Okay.
Stay calm.
Oh, all right, right? Okay, I'm calm. What else?
Slowly reel down.
Slowly reel down. And then pull
Reel down.
and reel down. Drop the tip.
Up. Reel down.
Drop the tip and reel, or?
Not very quick though, as you reel.
Hey, you ever seen how some of the stripes are broken on the back on some fish? Like you get these lines and all of a sudden they like jog down. You can tell some of those fish come from the Chesapeake Bay. That's how you tell some of the difference in the breeds of fish. The broken lines, yeah. Now, Chris, what's the name of your boat?
The Julie Dawn.
The Julie Dawn. That's a good boat. Oh, another big one. Look at him coming in. Look in the water right here.
Oh
Hello, buddy. And that's how we do it aboard the Julie Dawn. So we get a lot of boats around us, but it doesn't matter to us because we're pretty much dialed in to what we're doing. We get the freshest bait around, and we're still getting our fish. What do you say to Dad?
my God. Awesome.
Down.
Here we go, baby.
Fish on.
Chris, so what's Kirby got going on right here?
Well, Kirby's trying to catch a fish. He's usually pretty good at it. Let's see if he's a little camera shy today.
How'd you get him as a mate?
He was passed down a back alley in Boston.
Really? Looking
Yeah.
for a job, he had a sign that said, "Will fish for food."
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Tough to find good help.
It is.
And I ended up being better than the captain.
Oh! Look at him out there. He's out there coming in like a beast.
Yeah.
What do you do some dancing?
Another fat cow, man. Look at these guys. It's a big one, man.
These things are nothing like they are in Boston.
No, you're right. Kirby's last fish was an absolute monster, and you know what? Yeah, we got a new daily record. Just don't tell DJ.
That's how we do it.
Aboard
The Julie Dawn.
The Julie Dawn.
Oh, nice job, Kirby. That's a fish, man. Look at the heads on these guys. Everyone did a great job out in the water today, and we got a lot of big bass. Chris was kind enough to give me one for the Hook and Cook segment. So when we come back, I'll be joining Chef Joe Lettieri from Simplicity Chef to show you a delicious striped bass recipe. All right, well, I'm back in the kitchen of Chef Joe Lettieri from Simplicity Chef. Joe, welcome back to the show. A good friend of mine, a good chef. I love having you on the
Thanks for having me
in
back.
the segment. But I got to tell you, looks like you went and trimmed your hedges a little bit here.
We have some rosemary, again some sage, fresh oregano, and thyme. We're
Okay.
gonna do some striped bass with some fresh herbs, lemon, and butter. Just a simple little recipe,
Simple
but
and easy.
So we're gonna start off by cutting that fillet. One
Okay.
fillet you cut. We're just gonna season a little salt and pepper. What we want to do right now is just sear it. I'm gonna do skin side up to start, and then sear it on the other side. I usually cook with the skin on. Just I want to keep the moisture of the fish.
Sure, okay.
You know, even if you don't enjoy the skin, you can always peel it off. But I think it dries out the fish.
Especially if you're going to barbecue or something like that.
So about 2 tablespoons of butter right here. Again, fattest flavor, you know, You just want to sear it first. Just get that nice and crunchy. We can always crunch the skin, you know, and it's going to bake in the pan.
Okay.
Wonderful. Just going to give that a nice coat. Just a few minutes. Again, we're just going to retain the flavor.
So how long you think?
Well, actually, right around 2 minutes because we're going to finish that off in the oven anyway. Just
So the
outside
reason
of
you
your
put it in
yard.
the pan is kind of to give it a little bit of a crust, a little bit of a flavor, but then you finish it in the oven to cook it all the way through.
Yes. Wonderful. As you can see that, pretty good. We're ready to flip those over, and we want to get the skin a little crunchy. You see that nice coat, a little golden brown that we want. We want to just hold them together. That's the key here. Just going to go back to the board. We're just going to slice some lemon. We're just going to pick up some herbs. Fresh thyme to start. And we want to just give it that essence of the herbs.
Yep.
That's starting to splash. Just lower the heat a little bit.
A little bit of this. What is this, oregano?
That's fresh oregano. And don't be afraid to just throw the whole stem. You're not going to eat the stem anyway. You know, break it apart.
Oh, break it apart.
Break some of it apart. You just put it on the side again. We want that aroma of the fresh herbs. Get some of those lemon slices. Let's put them on top.
All right, so we have the lemon, all the herbs on there. I know you get the oven preheated to what?
400. And we're going to put this in for about 15 minutes. For well done, 12 minutes for about medium rare.
What's this over here? Is
Now
that
we have a little side dish that I'm creating on the side right now. A little surprise at the
little
end.
Secret,
Yes,
little
exactly.
secret, okay.
But meanwhile, we have some Japanese soybeans, which are called edamame.
Okay.
Very popular. These usually come with the shell on. These have been deshelled. And we're going to just boil these for about 5 minutes with some salt.
Everything's cooking? A lapstein?
Want to open that up?
It's done.
Now for the striped bass, I told you I had a little secret. So I've roasted some cherry tomatoes with some fresh rosemary and extra virgin olive oil. They should be nice and wrinkly, pruny. Just gonna put those in the middle, put those here. And then remember when we boiled those edamame beans?
Yes.
Put some of those in here. Just lovely,
There we
colorful.
go with the color. The color,
Yeah, definitely.
you know,
That's
big
the plate.
drastic change in color.
Wonderful,
That looks
yes.
good.
And let's grab one of these fillets, striped bass fillets.
Look at
It's
that.
cooked medium rare. You can just smell all those herbs right now. Go there, go there. Let's get a little fancy pants today.
Wow.
Add some microgreens
Look
on
at
top.
that.
And there you go. You have butter seared striped bass, fresh edamame, oven roasted cherry tomatoes, microgreen salad on top with fresh herbs. Enjoy.
It looks delicious. There we go. That's good stuff. Joe, put that down. Once again, thank you very, very much.
Thanks for
I
having me
appreciate your
back.
help.
Appreciate it.
For this recipe and plenty more, log on to onthehook.com as well. Go to
Check me out
Simplicity
on
Chef.
simplicitychef.com, and we're also on Facebook.
There you go.